kids transferring in, with the transfer portal being a bigger deal with college football right now. That's definitely hurt guys like him and guys in his position.
Well, I guess the good thing is at least he has 5 games, put some tape out. Hopefully, get it back.
The Loyola coach said we got to hope, either someone who opted in is going to opt out, or just something happens that creates a spot for him. But it's going to be a long shot. So I hope he does get a spot. But you're right, he has these 6 games. That's something. Hopefully, something shakes out. But it's tough for these kids. I think realistically, he's probably looking at JUCO or a walk-on spot.
And even with that, you mentioned a lot of things like the transfer portal, these are things that have already been happening, and it's just like COVID just accelerated it all. So I'm wondering, do you think the recruiting culture, just gets even bigger after all this?
The recruiting what?
The recruiting culture, just being more focused on recruiting and getting to college versus, living the high school experience and, playing for your school and representing your community.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be more cutthroat now because we're seeing there's not going to be a pandemic, God forbid, every year, but the transfer portal will be there, and every year more kids enter their names, and then that means every year there's more kids available for coaches to recruit and bring on their campus who are 9 times out of 10 bigger and more mature and better than a lot of the freshmen. So I think absolutely we'll see that because parents now are seeing it's harder to get a football scholarship than it's ever been. So what do they want? They want those scholarships more than I think they value the high school experience, which is sad. But of course that's a generality a little bit. But I think a lot of parents are, my kid's D1, my kid's D1, my kid's D1. We'll do whatever it takes. And so I think absolutely we'll see the high school experience be diminished in parents' eyes because they say, okay, it's harder to get a scholarship now. We got to work even harder. I got to put my son in the perfect spot. Forget about, the normal high school experience. We're going to do this, this, and this to make sure that happens. So I think we'll see a lot of parents follow that trajectory, which is sad, but
even if that means going and playing on a unsafe field in the middle of nowhere by a shooting range.
Yeah, exactly.
Not taking shots at anybody who used to play at my rival school.
Wow. Okay. But yeah, that's it's crazy when you think about it because you look at Jordan Wilmore transferred out of Utah. A lot of those guys coming back into California. Fresno State cleaned up on a bunch of California recruits. Some of these schools that you can't get into USC. They're not going to take you. You can go somewhere else within the state, and you kind of see that filtering out. Maybe I don't think that's going to change. If COVID and everything lifts, because cats are going to go to a place where they're going to actually be, prepped for the NFL. And I'm sorry, but the Pac-12, there's a lot of schools where it's just you can't beat an SEC team. So, I don't know if this was an anomaly of, one of the best prospects in the country, Foreman, staying at USC, and a bunch of other cats, but we'll see. I want to thank you again, Connor. Shout out your social media, where everybody can find you.
Yep, I'm at C_Morrissette on Twitter, and then we're scorebooklive.com/California. We're doing our big high school football preview right now in March. It feels weird, but that's the time to do it right now with the season kicking off next week. So find all of our high school football preview stuff at scorebooklive.com/California. Thanks, guys, for always giving me a platform. Let me come on. I appreciate it.
Likewise.
No, thank you, man. I've been following you a lot, especially figuring out what's going on. And honestly, I could say you've had the most concise information, in terms of making sense of it. So credit to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, my head's spinning today, too, with all that lawsuit stuff. So maybe I can come on later and try to explain that, but not right now. Thank you.
All right, man.
Thanks,
stay
guys.
safe.
Stay
Peace.
safe.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Connor for dealing with our nonsense repeatedly.
So about that shooting range comment, which rival are you talking about, bro?
Eric just got hit with that. This is your son. Take your son.
Zoom is
He was like, "No, it's your turn. I'm working." Nope. He's acting up. Go hang out with your dad.
Be the papa. Take your son to work day.
He's too attached.
And I'm getting
Mikhail fake news us.
Yeah, he definitely
fake switched us.
That's bad news, bro. You can't get bad news
Come on, Mikhail.
I'm gonna tell just a dope ass podcast to slander y'all. How dare you do this to us right now?
Damn.
Sorry, Izzy. Sorry. Yeah, just sorry to everyone. Unbelievable. I'm hurt and appalled. Like, he said that we had unlimited time.
He said we had unlimited time.
Unlimited time.
He said, I'm the station manager. Use my Zoom. I got y'all. And sure enough, he dropped the ball. Just like Sammy Watkins.
Just like the Kansas City Chiefs. Speaking of which, former Kansas City Chief, now former Kansas City Chief, Anthony Sherman, one-time Pro Bowler, UConn standout. Yeah, he was like one of the best players on the UConn team that got the shit stomped out of him by Oklahoma. But yeah, that was years ago with Jordan Topman. But yeah, he got drafted by Arizona, was there for 2 years, and then moved on to Kansas City, where he played 8 years in Kansas City, won a Super Bowl, and now he's... Hello, caller or callers. What are your name or names, and where are you calling from?
This is Eric Jimenez calling from Venice. Just trying to get back on the show.
Michael lied to us. Mentirosa.
So much for a paid Zoom account. Pandemic's going to be over.
I hate it here.
All right.
Can we get a Zoom scholarship? Yo, that's wild. That's reckless and that's wild. Tell Izzy to call in.
I'm gonna try to get it on the.
Oh my god! Phone. And I saw the GIF picture. Oh damn, that was cold. Oh, that was cold. Fuller House. You are petty, sir. Yeah. That is top notch.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to college football, Kenny. Hit the bell.
Oh man, that was funny.
Wow,
what the hell just
happened?
That was
a premature bell.
It definitely was.
There we go.
Like, this isn't Clubhouse. I didn't move him to the audience. All right. Oh yeah. Also, Sherman was in his 10th year, and he retired, and he was pretty much dressed in a bunch of military cop guard gear. So I hope he wasn't like a Trumper, because it was kind of weird. Shaved head, white dude, gun, and yeah, just go look at the picture. It was kind of weird. Yeah. So Tulane joined Notre Dame and Northwestern as another school backing out.
Dog, Tulane?
I think USC.
They just wanted some clout.
I think it was USC.
They just wanted some knee clout, bro.
They did. Come on. I think it was like 7 other schools, but I couldn't find any official reports.
When was the last time Tulane was in the same sentence as Notre Dame?
Just now?
Anything. Just exactly.
Now. This past season where they were ranked at one point, apparently.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't do that.
Coastal Carolina
That's
was
exactly
12th,
what I'm talking about, bro. You were shitting on the rankings literally all season. Like, you literally had a segment. Who's ranked weird as fuck? And now you're over here citing rankings.
Yeah, because I'm petty and I'm annoyed by that whole process.
Maybe, well...
I don't even want to see high school rankings.
Well, after last year, did USC finally be the top 25 team?
I don't think they did. I mean, UCLA damn sure didn't. Go ahead. Say something else about USC.
Ever going to be a powerhouse again?
Shout out to Reggie Bush. It was his 36th birthday this week. One of the greatest players of all time in college football. And he wasn't a bust. He wasn't a bust in the NFL. Shut up. He wasn't a bust in the NFL. He wasn't a bust in the NFL. He was a bust in the NFL. No, he was not.
He was a bust.
He'd be doing Alvin Kamara numbers in the NFL.
He's a bust.
No. He ran hard in Miami. You're not going to disrespect.
He was a bust.
He put up 200 yards on the Raiders.
I just don't think he was great in the NFL.
He was good. He was solid. He was a big reason why the Saints won that Super Bowl. Let's be honest.
Okay.
He was the reason the Saints got to the Super Bowl. If Reggie Bush wasn't on that Saints team, I don't think they make it. Those clutch punt returns for touchdowns, the receiving touchdowns, like fly sweeps, like.
Okay, that's why he was losing carries to a 7th-round pick.
No, because they kept trying to run him.
Come on, dog.
He was a Pro Bowl. Was he not a Pro Bowl running back in Miami?
Come on,
Did he not make the Pro Bowl? He made the Pro Bowl in his career as a running back. So shut your mouth. And he was actually looking pretty good in Detroit, which is saying a lot.
Wow. And now you hung up on Eric.
I didn't hang up on Eric. Eric hung up on himself. I didn't have to.
All right, next bullet point.
Okay, yeah. Just you got me off track. 1 second. All right. So Caden Sterns, former.
Oh, now Eric just being disruptive, huh?
Now I can't even call it. What's happening?
What is going on?
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Hello, caller and or callers. What is your name and or names, and where are you calling from? Respectfully.
We're just getting disconnected.
This is weird, man. But anyway, yeah. So the next story. So Caden Sterns prepares for the NFL draft right now, and he's also what the hell? Did your cat hit the mic, bro? Did your dog hit the mic?
He had his protein with a little bit of milk today.
He had a little bit of extra protein powder in that shake, buddy. Put some spirulina in that bad boy. Did the Elaine jerk dance for a second. But yeah, so safety Caden Sterns said that alumni threatened him and players on the team after they said they would not sing the Eyes of Texas song that is incredibly racist. Like, I'm talking the second part of the national anthem racist. Like, it's really racist. I did a whole thing over the summer. But yeah, Texas alumni were threatening him and players for not singing the song. So yeah, there goes that. That's why Texas is trash. But y'all know how I feel about Texas football. They don't produce NFL linemen anymore, or really good safeties, or receivers, or running backs, or anything really. Like, name the last Texas player that stuck. That was like an all-pro.
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford went to Georgia, but he's from Texas. I see what you did there. That was petty. That was petty. That was petty what you did. I respect it, though. Also,
hey, you have to be an honorary Stafford fan because he's the LA Ram now.
I could never be a fan of Texas. That's why I wouldn't move there. Sorry that I got hit with that blizzard, but, talked all that shit to move to Texas where there's all this land, not as many beaches, and, cheap rent, and that's what happens to you. Sorry that it happened to you. I'm just over here in overpriced-ass California enjoying beaches and edibles. But
yeah,
anyway.
But it's February and it's 70 degrees, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Black History Month was 29 days this year. I don't care what anyone says. Shout out to Bobby Lashley.
Ooh, it's not February. It's definitely March.
Yeah, it's March 3rd. That's why I was like, I'll go 29 days. Because Bobby Lashley won a world title on March 1st, I think. I don't know. But yeah, so thirdly, senior All-ACC cornerback Derion Kendrick got dismissed from Clemson. He had some previous issues there. And also he was getting ate up against LSU, and he got ate up a couple times this year on the field. So who knows where he's going to go. But that's kind of shocking that Dabo Swinney would dismiss a guy, a senior, a starting corner at that. But Clemson corners haven't really done that great in the league as of recently. I think A.J. Terrell was okay, but the Falcons were terrible, so I can't really co-sign that. And Pete, you know how I feel about Clemson corners. Yeah. Alan Bowman, Texas Tech quarterback, transferred to Michigan. Southern Illinois broke North Dakota State's 39-game winning streak. They beat the Bison 39-14 or 38-14, something like that. Yeah, and also Middle Tennessee head coach Rock Stockstill. That name screams pre-workout and a cocaine addiction in the 80s, but that's a whole nother story. So Rock Stockstill committed a nepotism violation by how he hired his son